Good morning, bright and early. Is it Happy St. Patrick's Day? Is that what day it is?
Oh my goodness.
March 17th. You know how I knew? Because there's an Irish pub and I drove into work and there's literally people waiting in line outside, which I will never understand. What the heck is under your hat?
Oh no, wait.
Look, what is that? A coupon? A Dick's Cash?
Coupon. It's a coupon to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh man, you know the set.
You have your Eagles jersey right.
No, I actually don't because Danny Zaslowski has one and
right.
Brandis has the other one.
Unreal.
I do have a white one, and I don't know why I didn't think of it. I should have wore the green.
The green.
Kelly Green, love people more. A big opportunity miss. I drove into work, and our studio is in the middle of this beautiful little neighborhood, which was originally founded by Irish. So there's a lot of Irish pubs. And like last weekend, they start celebrating St. Patrick's Day like 4 weeks in advance. So every weekend there's like a Shamrock run, and it's just packed around here. And people live in this neighborhood. It's awesome. And this morning I'm driving.
You know, Paul. You know we're homeschooled, right? We all are homeschooled, and like I feel like our kids learn the weirdest things in homeschool because it's just like, what is St. Patty's Day, right? So like, here's your little facts. If you didn't know,
here's what it really is. Go ahead.
If you didn't know, I found this out this weekend because homeschool moms. So apparently the whole thing, St. Patrick, he's English.
You never knew that.
Joke. He's like an English exile, ex-prisoner, goes to Ireland, goes back to England, comes back to Ireland, and the whole thing is around feeding hungry children. So,
well, we can get behind that.
And he taught the gospel, the Trinity, with a shamrock, three deals. So
get out of here.
Yep,
leave it to the Irish. You'd be like,
it was actually American Irish in New York City that just started drinking, and then they like merged the holidays about 50 years ago.
Well, and here we are. There are a line of people that look way too cold standing outside of the big Irish pub at the top of the hill here. And I drove in. I was like, I mean, it feels way colder this morning too because it was so beautiful over the weekend, and it's in the 30s again. So it feels like the teens now after you get used to it. But there you go. So whatever you're doing this St. Patrick's Day, whatever you're celebrating, Irish, English, whatever, we're here with you. We showed up for it. No green beer though. We couldn't even get the green shirts together. That's a fail. That is a fail.
Okay.
My grandfather on my father's side is 100% Irish, but what are we gonna do?
I forgive you.
Hey, we are 8 episodes away from episode 1,000 of this morning show. We've done this almost 1,000 times. We're going to celebrate something special. Kyle's coming to Syracuse. Maybe I'll take you to one of those Irish pubs for lunch.
Oh,
really great lunch food.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little something special. Thank you for being here with us for almost 1,000 episodes. We hope you stay with us, share the show, and show up the morning. What morning is it, Nathan? Is it Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday is the day. Show up for episode 1,000. And I guarantee we probably won't be wearing any green.
No, none of that.
It. What else we got?
Black and white only.
Oh, we had a great webinar.
Come to ASOTU CON.
Yeah.
Watch the webinar from Friday. You can go to ASOTU.com. You can find all those things, the ASOTU CON, the webinar. You just like check in there once a week, because there's good stuff happening at ASOTU.com. You can go to morethancars.com, land you at the same place. If you can't spell ASOTU, that's the way it is.
It's in your browser somewhere right now as you're watching or in your podcast app. Hey, we do want to start off by talking about the almost 80 tornadoes that were reported as a result of this last week's storm. A big time trail destruction across central and eastern U.S. A lot of communities affected, a lot of communities starting that long, hard, arduous process of rebuilding. And these are the situations where dealers do what they do best, which is step up, lend a hand, take care of their community. So we're here to help that however we can. In the past, as people have special efforts going on, if you let us know, we will make sure that we get the word out across our network. A lot of times we can get some funding and some help and some supplies and equipment from other dealers all across the country, but they need to know about the need. So shoot an email to crew@asotu.com. crew@asotu.com with what you're doing to help, what's going on, and any needs you may have, and we'll do our best to amplify that and get it out so the industry can band together. I had my No Crisis Can Win shirt on yesterday, by the way.
Oh, man, that's it.
OG.
I feel like we don't mess around when it comes to our people. You know,
no, we definitely don't. All right, let's talk about some news today. Taiwanese tech giant Foxconn. If you don't know who they are, pick up your iPhone, and they probably made everything in it. Better known as Apple's iPhone manufacturer, they're reportedly closing in on EV partnerships with 2 Japanese companies. The news follows speculation about a possible alliance with Nissan or Honda. No surprise there, especially after the Honda-Nissan merger talks failed. So Hanhai Precision Inc., which is Foxconn's official name, is expected to finalize deals within 2 months, according to Chairman Yao Liu. Liu did not confirm the companies, but emphasized contract design and manufacturing services as part of the agreements. The March 11th appointment of Ivan Espinosa, Nissan CEO, could pave the way for new negotiations. Foxconn is making global EV plays, having already signed deals with the ZF Group, Stellantis, and Infineon, and aiming to start North American production, making it in the U.S. of its Model C crossover in late 2025 to counter rising U.S. tariffs. They did state they're not looking to acquire Nissan, looking to work with them. But I didn't even know they made cars. Actually, they make cars.
Man. They are. This is the same thing as BYD making all the iPads, right? Like,
yeah,
these Asian manufacturers of hardware and software goods are just integrated into so many things, and it doesn't matter whether it's Japan, China, Taiwan. They're just making the world's tech right now. Who's it gonna be? I don't know. I feel like maybe they're going a bit European, like going Stellantis, U.S. manufacturing, take over a failing brand, make it tech forward. Have you ever seen Jeep's, system? It's real bad. Maybe Foxconn revives that, something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, they're definitely saying that there is at least one of the companies you're talking about is a Japanese company. I'd be really surprised if it was not Honda and not Nissan.
I know.
I mean,
that was
feels like
already a thing last month.
Yeah.
I thought that when this didn't happen, it was very clearly stated that Foxconn had an interest in Nissan, or maybe that was just speculation, but I'm pretty sure I remember covering that.
If I'm at a race and I'm dressed up with David Kane in Kentucky betting on a horse, I'm betting on Nissan.
Oh, you know what's so sad? Well, it's not sad. It's good, but that's not going to happen anymore. Because Kane's family and friends is now NCM's family and friends, and NCM is in St. Louis, and so it's going to be there from now on.
Oh, the horse race was an amazing memory.
Or Kansas City. Maybe it's Kansas City.
Thank you, David, for the horse race memory.
The horse race was so
I made
good.
one bet, and I won.
Oh, look at that. Well done.
I'm out. I actually bet what horse would come in second. I don't know why, but I just decided that's the horse that's going to come in second.
That's a lot of fun. Why not? That's good.
I won like $28, but based on the video of someone filming me, I think it was maybe Dave Spanicky at the moment.
Yeah,
you would have thought all my debt was just paid off, and I was like $28, I believe was the total payout. And then Fred and Lou drove me to the airport. What a day! What a day! Speaking of debt. Oh man, speaking of debt, I should have slow on the thing. Slow on the thing.
It's okay. It's a Monday.
There's a lot going on this Monday. New vehicle affordability improved in February, reaching, get this, its best level in over 3 years, according to the Cox Automotive Moody's Analytics Vehicle Affordability Index. Say that 5 times fast. The average price of new vehicles fell by 1.3% for the month, improving affordability despite high interest rates. Auto loan rates rose slightly to 10.16%, the highest in 4 months, but income growth, which is up 3.5% year over year, helped to offset it. Typical monthly car payments declined to $748, down 1%. I know, so hard to be happy about that. They're down 1.3% year over year. It now takes 37.2 weeks of median income to buy a new vehicle, an improvement from 39 weeks a year ago. Cox Automotive's Jonathan Smoke, I don't even know if he's around anymore. He's just a figurehead now. We never see him. You don't call, you don't write. He says affordability is relative. Higher income individuals are faring better, while lower income individuals still face challenges. No surprise.
Yeah, I think that affordability is relative is so key right now. Like, payments declining to 748 doesn't mean that we're reaching like parity when it comes to affordability. It still just feels like totally out of reach. I mean, that's more than my first rent, like apartment rent.
I think I was like 525 or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, still, like, this is a conversation that you continually have to be having with your salespeople, with your frontline team, on how to walk through the road to the purchase well without like overwhelming the consumer, putting them in the wrong car, understanding the budgetary restrictions, because interest rates are still high. They're not going anywhere for another at least 4 to 6 months. And you still have high priced vehicles, even with the declining price. And we may still see used cars stay high priced through this year, especially with some of the talks about over the next week or two, tariffs impacting new car production. Now it's really only going to impact new car production on some model lines that already have high day supply. So we may not see that much of a difference, but we at least won't see probably a decline for another 4 to 6 months. So it's just a conversation that you got to be aware of.
Yep. But I guess it's going in the right direction. Let's look at the bright side.
It's going in the right direction.
I mean, it's not waiting in line to drink green beer down the street for me, but it's going in the right direction.
Speaking of going in the right direction.
Come on. I hit the button.
On the heels of being named the eighth best company to work for, In-N-Out Burger CEO Lindsay Snyder credits her servant leadership approach as the driving force behind the company's success. The heiress views her employees as family and follows a leadership philosophy that prioritizes her employees over executive demands, or as we around here would say, she's loving people more than you love hamburgers. Servant leadership obviously is kind of a leadership mentality that focuses on employee growth and well-being, a value that Snyder says she inherited from her family. Her grandfather built the foundation with hard work, passion, while her father emphasized humility and quality. So, kind of all those characteristics coming into the current status. Snyder said, "I love all of the employees very much, and I'd love to think that I have pieces of all of them." Kind of interesting. Like, hey, all of these people kind of roll up into our executive mentality at this point.
Yeah. Prioritizing employee needs over executive wants is an important component of this. And one of the things I love about this story is that it's a family business that has scaled and gotten very big and very influential in culture. Sounds very familiar to an industry we love. And when you look at a lot of these legacy auto groups that have been passed down from one to another, you see this increase. I'm trying to think of a scenario I know of where I haven't seen an increase in empathy and care as the generations progress.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think if you backed up, I wonder if you back up like 20 years, 30 years, you saw some of the opposite. But I think a lot of those, like where Junior inherits the group and they run it into the ground, right? Because they grow up. But the ones that are still standing are ones
and
that
we've met some second and third generations. I mean, the Rohrmans, Liza, Borchis, the Lowenfields, you start to see these second and third generation. Joel,
right.
The Bozard family, you see these second and third generations really emphasizing a level of care that you can't have unless you've felt the familial nature of the business over a long time.
And the best part is that the business results really speak for themselves. A lot of times you get into, quote unquote, the soft skills, which doesn't make any sense because they're soft skills. Like you can get fired for lack of soft skills. So it doesn't
right.
see. But the soft skills and the people side of the business can often be chalked up to well, show me the numbers and show me the performance. But when you look at all the groups we just named, you look at In-N-Out Burger, it's very obvious that when you pay attention to those things and you teach the next generation and you equip them to do it and they actually do it, which they are, the business is solid, not just solid in the moment.
Solid, it's thriving,
resilient, thriving, all thriving. That's the word, right?
Thriving people, thriving industry.
I know. Well, look, I love something. If you can do that with burgers, you can certainly do it with cars and the opportunities we have day in and day out to serve people. This St. Paddy's Day, whatever you're doing, you're hoping you're paying attention to the people, whether you're from England or Ireland or,